Good morning. My name is Adelaide, and I will be your chairperson for today's service. Are there any new visitors or new students and families here this morning? If so, welcome to our temple. Could those sitting near them help them find the proper pages for sutras, gathas, and readings? Thank you. First, we will have sutra chanting. Please join in the reading of Sambujo on page 24 in the Big Book, and followed by Juseige on page 23 in the Little Book or page 93 in the Big Book. have Gatha Hotoke-sama on page 55. Now we will have Gatha Hotoke-sama on page 55, followed by the golden chain located on page 2 in the little book and page 15 in the big book under golden chain 1. Golden chain. I am a link in Amida's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu.
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 Now we have a Dharma lesson by Mrs. Tanabe.
Good morning, all of you here in the Hondo and at home. Can you hear me? Okay. I'm going to leave my mask on as long as you can hear me. Please join me in Kansho. This is from the Dhammapada. Live in joy and kindness even among those who hate. Live in joy and in health even among the sick. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Do you know what April 22nd is? Anybody? Yes, Earth Day. So Earth Day is a global event to raise awareness and action for the environment. It was way back in 1970 when Senator Gaylord Nelson and Dennis Hayes organized the first Earth Day. If I had my wish, I wish all of us could be astronauts and we could fly into outer space and look back at our beautiful Earth. Astronauts have said what a beautiful sight our Earth planet is. And then it was in 1990 when Dennis Hayes took it internationally and organized it, Earth Day, in 141 countries. Congress passed the Clean Air and Clean Water Acts, two very, very important pieces of legislation for the environment. I have some simple questions for you. Climate change is happening all around us every day. First question is for you. Wasting less food is a way to reduce greenhouse gas emission. True or false? True, yes. 1/3 of food produced never make it to the dinner table. Which of the following is a greenhouse gas? CO2, carbon dioxide. Yes. CH4, methane, water vapor. Which? All of them, right? What is the greenhouse effect? That's a good answer. That's part of the answer, right? When the gases in our atmosphere turn into heat and block it from our planet, greenhouse effect. Which of these is associated with climate change? Ice sheets are declining, glaciers are in retreat, oceans are getting more acid. Are that part of our climate change? Yes or no? Yes, good. Surface temperature are setting heat records? Yes or no? Yes. More extreme weather, we have seen that, right, recently. Drought, heat waves, hurricanes. Yes or no? Yes. Global sea levels are rising. Yes or no? Yes. So all of these are part of the climate change. So what can you do to help our environment, help our beautiful Earth, which is suffering? What can you do? The first thing you can do, you can plant trees. What? Yeah, good. Plant trees or garden. My neighbor, during the recent storm, our 2 fences fell. And so we have one big backyard now. And I noticed that he has boxes in his backyard. And he plants a garden every year. And I'm a beneficiary of that because he gives me his green beans and sometimes lettuce and sometimes tomatoes. So you can plant a garden to help. Another thing you could do, you could reduce your energy consumption and carbon footprint. Or you can join a local environmental group. We're so lucky here in the Betsuin because we have a group. It's called Eco Sangha. Reverend Don Castro from Seattle, Betsuin, who's retired now, is credited for spreading the Eco Sangha movement in BCA. Chairperson Hoshi from our own Betsuin started the Eco Sangha at the Betsuin in 2008. the group wanted to educate people to care for the earth. Their mission statement, first, understanding of the ecological nature of Buddhism. Ecologically friendly behavior through established guidelines. Recognition of our behavior has a profound effect for future generations. So all of you young people here in the Hondo, you're affected every day by climate change and by our not taking care of the environment, right? Eco-Sangha group recycles shoes, printer cartridges, and many other items on a regular basis. So throughout the year, they help clean the air, preserve our environment, keep us safe and clean. And so it's very important. And if you have a chance to join this group, I would urge you to do so. The Japanese word mottainai means wasteful. When the waste is created, when the object or resource is not properly utilized. I can remember my mother telling me, mottainai, mottainai, when I would cut string beans and leave pieces of good part of the string bean still and throw it away. She would always told me not to be wasteful, that I could still use part of that bean. Mottainai, mottainai. Remember that Japanese expression. Another thing you can do, you can educate yourself and others to the environmental issues. Remember, we have this one beautiful earth. Please do all you can to protect it for future generations, for our young people. Please join me in Gassho. This is from the Dhammapada. To avoid evil, to do good, and to purify the mind, this is the teaching of the Buddha. Namo Amitabhas. Namo Amitabhas. Namo Amitabhas. Thank you very much. Remember, please save our beautiful earth. Oh, I forgot to mention, this is a little flyer that comes to the mail, usually about a week before Earth Day, through our city of San Jose, reminding us to recycle. How many of you recycle? Most of us, we have been doing that for many years. They remind us that you can recycle cardboard, wash the milk cartons, and plastic. But some people put all kinds of stuff in the recycling bin when they should not be put in. So don't put in plastic bags, garbage, clothing, food and liquid. You know, all of us eat pizzas, right? And there's pizza stuck in a cardboard box, but we put that in the recycling. That's a no-no. And hoses and cords. So celebrate Earth Day. Thank you very much.
Thank you to Mrs. Tanabe. Now we will have Mrs. Nakano explain our Earth Day activity, followed by Sayonara on page 103, which is then followed by the promise, located on page 5 in the little book and page 15 in the big book.
Good morning, everyone. Gee, it's been a long time since I've stood before the Sangha members. I am a part of Eco Sangha. Am I coming on too loud? hard for me to tell because I wear hearing aids now, and so everything gets amplified. We really miss seeing you for Earth Day. It's been about 4 years. The last one we had was in 2019, and here we are at 2023. COVID happened. That was a big deterrent for our activities. And then we lost our dear friend and leader, Stan Kawamata. So it's been very difficult to move forward. And so we do want to move forward with Eco Sangha and Earth Day. And today, for today, we decided that we could have a small activity for you as you celebrate Earth Day. And Mrs. Tanabe did a wonderful job, didn't she? She told you a lot about Earth Day and how we can help Mother Earth. And so part of what we're doing with you today is also in that same line. Eco Sangha, though we haven't planned Earth Day for a number of years, and we miss doing that, we still have been having activities quietly. So you know that I have a little card to let me know that I'm not to forget anything. We've been collecting socks. You know that they go to make dog beds. Isn't that a cute idea that your old socks are going to make dog beds with a company? The better ones we save for homeless people. So please continue to give us your old socks, printer cartridges, shoes. We've been doing that for years. We're still doing it. And we still collect styrofoam. They need to be white. They need to be clean. We do aluminum cans, recycling, and plastic bottles. And of course, in the monthly Dharma, you have been seeing eco tips. So it's not like we've gone away. We've been here, but more quietly. So today we want to be here for your Earth Day service. And Sumi talked a lot about all the different things that you can do to protect our environment, to improve it. And so we do have 100 more ways. Some of these you've already been doing. For example, one of the ways is to turn off unneeded lights, even when leaving the room for a short time. How many of you already are trained to do that? You turn off a light if you're leaving it. Wow, look at those hands. Good job. All right. One of the things that I need to do, and this is to reduce toxicity, is to, in my generation, we use those stick thermometers. They have an ingredient in there, a liquid ingredient called mercury. And mercury is toxic. And so we need to dispose of those. Most of you go with the instant read on your forehead. How many of you do the instant read? It's a device that measures your temperature by scanning your forehead. How many of you still use those stick thermometers that you put under your tongue? That'd be us. We need to get rid of those because that mercury is toxic. So there you go. You can help in that way. So one of the ways that you can really help the environment is to plant more seeds, be it flowers or vegetables. So we have prepared packets. So each of your teachers will receive one of these for each of you, the 100 ways. And what I'd like to see you do is to take this home and go over some of these. Check the ones that you already do. For example, if you're going to wash dishes at the sink, don't keep the water running, right? Just like when you brush your teeth, you put your toothpaste on your toothbrush, but you don't keep the water running, right? While you're brushing your teeth, you turn the water off, and then you turn it back on when you want to rinse your mouth. Those kind of things. And I know you're doing a lot of these other things, so there'll be a lot of things you already do of the 100 ways, but there are a lot of other ways that you and your family can work on. So it'd be a great idea to really use this all year round. Keep it on maybe your refrigerator so it reminds you of different ways that you can all help to improve the environment. So we also have, these are seed discs. It's a wonderful company And they are in Boulder, Colorado, coming from a very eco-minded community. So this is paper, recycled 100% paper. Embedded within this paper are seeds. They could be flowers, it could be wildflowers, it could be garden vegetables, herbs. I don't know what's in each of these. So what you're to do is when you get these home, you will soak it in water, and then before you put it in your garden to plant, you would tear these up, and so you can, scatter more of the seeds. And it'd be wonderful for you to see what kind of plant grows. So this is April, this is planting season, the weather is turning nice, so this would be a good idea for you to help the environment, because when you grow plants and vegetables, you're also helping a lot of microorganisms. Like bees need a lot of nectar, and so if you have flowers, plants that need that grow flowers to produce plant or produce vegetables, the bees are wonderful to pollinate, and they receive nectar from the flowers. So it's a good idea to have plants in your garden. And this year, we do not have water restrictions. So those of us who've put off planting a lot of garden, you can go back to using a little bit more water and have some flowers growing in your garden. And we also receive from the office, these are leftover from our dear friend Stan Kawamata's service. And these are filled with wildflower seeds. So in most of the packets, not all, you will see these seeds. So these were given by the family in loving memory of Stan Kawamata. So like scattered seeds, memories bloom forever. So we want to always remember Stan and how important he was to us, to our temple, to Eco Sangha, to improving the environment. So thank you so much. I enjoyed talking with you. And I will have these on your exit as you leave, okay? Thank you, Reverend Mikame. I'm sorry I threw a loop in the schedule.
No, it's okay. Thank you for sharing this word.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so now let's sing a Gatha Sayonara. So please raise for singing Sayonara, page 103. Okay, for the small bit. Okay. 楽しく今日も過みました優しい親に守られて嬉しいお家へ帰りましょうさよなら皆さんごきげんようさよなら先生を大事に楽しい今度の集いまで
The promise. We thank the Buddha for showing us the way of freedom. We will endeavor to walk in his noble path every day of our lives. Namo Amida Butsu.
ナモアミダ仏
Namo Amida Butsu.
ナモアミダ仏
Namo Amida
ナモア
Butsu.
ミダ仏ナモアミダ仏
Thank you to Reverend Mikame, Mr. Akizuki, Mrs. Tanabe, and Mr. Jones, and organist Mrs. Jones. Are there any announcements?
Good morning. A couple announcements. So I'm taking Steve Onishi's role here in announcing that, of course, we're still doing fundraising for the Dharma Center. So we're having our annual golf tournament a week from tomorrow. So you can still buy the special raffle tickets. Mr. Onishi is actually out there selling tickets, and then he'll be back here to chair the 10:10 service. So then I'll be manning the table after that. Again, those are tickets that you don't have to be golf. This is all a fundraiser for the Generations campaign for the Dharma Center. So the tickets are $20. First prize is $4,000. Wow, they're excited to get the ticket. See, they're rushing to go over there, put the sirens on and everything. So $4,000 first prize and $10 $100 prizes. So one $20 ticket could make you $4,000. And so I know a couple people who have won it the last few years. I think Michael Yoshihara won it once. Don't quote me on that one. I know Dale Ondo won it one year. So anyway, so we're doing that. And then I'm representing now Joyce Iwasaki, who couldn't be here. So we have a disaster relief committee. And so we normally collect funds to donate for various relief people who have suffered from disasters. This year, we're raising funds to help a member of our Coast District family. So the Watsonville Buddhist Temple suffered a lot of flood damage, as a lot of that you may have heard in December and January. Well, this was based back in February. They had gotten about $43,000 in damages, and then there were some more storms, so I don't know if the cost has gone up. So we have decided to raise funds to help them. So there are flyers in the back, whether you donate $5, $50, whatever. All the funds, you'll be sending them to the church office, to the San Jose Betsuin, and then we'll send one check over to Watsonville to help them out. They're also doing a GoFundMe campaign. If you go to their website, they're doing that. Last thing is, I want to talk about last week's Hanamatsuri festival. So last week's Hanamatsuri celebration, we hadn't done one in the gym since 2019, 4 years ago, because of the pandemic. So I wanted to throw a shout out to Junior YBA. So in front there, we have the Hanamido, which is decorated with flowers, and Junior YBA is the group that normally decorates that and sets that up. And I believe they also set up all the chairs in the gym, and I saw them taking it down afterwards. So thank you to Junior YBA. I don't know, were any of you there who had never seen the Hanamido before? I know of somebody who hadn't, and she's back there. This was Reverend Mikame's first opportunity. Oh, hello. So she was very excited. You were very excited, right, to see our full Hanamatsuri as normal, and so it was really cool to have that back. So thank you again to Junior YBA, and thanks to all of you for participating in that.
So just a word about scheduling over the next 4 weeks. So next week is Nikkei Matsuri, so obviously there's no service. The Honda will be open though, so you can come on by. It'll be open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. There'll be some volunteers here, so we want to stop on by, you can do that. The following week is the Dharma School Teachers Conference, so there's no Dharma School service. There is an adult service that'll be at 10 o'clock. The following 2 weeks, the ministers, Michael Jones, myself, and others will be going to Japan, be in Japan for festivities for the 850th birthday of Shinran and the 800th anniversary of the founding of our sect of Buddhism, Jodo Shinshu. So there will be one service on those 2 weeks, a 9:30 service. There'll be taped messages from Reverend Mikame and Ryuma Sakamoto. Mrs. Tanabe will be leading the services here, aided by some members of the Padma class. And so that is just one service, at 9:30. There will not be a 10 o'clock service. Is that correct, Mikame Sensei?
Yes, correct. Thank you.
So, thank you very much.
Before everyone leaves the temple, please trade in all the books for the next service. Those of you who are interested are welcome to attend the adult English service following the service or to visit the open door cafe outside. For your safety, please obey the crossing guards and look both ways before crossing the street. Thank you for attending today's service.
arigato. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name's Steve Onishi. I'll be your chairperson for this morning's service. Looks like we have a large contingent of students here. From what school are you guys from? Ah, very good. Thank you. Welcome to our service. Hopefully this is better than your geometry class, so it'll be good, right? We'll start this morning's service with opening meditation, followed by sutra chanting Junirai, and that's on, there's 2 locations for Junirai, page 67 in this large book, or page 20 in the small book. So you can join us at that time. Thank you. Now, will everyone please rise for the Gatha, I'm a link in the golden chain? It's on like the third page in this yellow book. And then please remain standing for the three treasures on page 3 and the Dharma School service book.
I'm a link in a golden chain. Harmony may we all attain. Gentle to live in then will unite us all as a golden rings. I'm a link in the golden chain. Gratitude may we all attain. Bright and strong, my link will grow through pure and love and design. Oh, pure and beautiful thoughts I will think, and pure and beautiful words I will say, and pure and beautiful things I will do for the world and for you. Spreading kind and love every day to all living things that come our way. Amida's flame of love is bright. Through peace and love will we see the light. So please join me in reading the three treasures. We're going to use this small Dharma School book, Dharma School service book, page 3. If you please join me in Kansho, place your hands together in your prayer. Three treasures. How is it to be born into your human life? Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One? Now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be free from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into yourselves the principle, your way to enlightenment, and awaken ourselves in the spring world. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of your doctrine and gaze as waves of the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become unity, true accord, your life of harmony, and a spiritual universal oneness, free from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriads of kalpas, how is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine? Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Gatha's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Thank you. You may be seated. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for being here for the Earth Day service. So I'd like to begin my talk by reading Shinran Shonin, our founder's Wasam, Hymns of the Pure Land. So if you wouldn't mind, please show me in Gassho. Place your hands together at your heart center. Those of immeasurable wisdom throughout the 10 quarters, past, present, and future, all without exception, having grounded themselves in oneness, equally attain the enlightenment or perfection in the two aspects of wisdom. Their salvation of beings according to conditions is beyond conception. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you very much. Okay. So it has been a while since the importance of here and now was expressed here and there in many different fields. So if you do yoga, so actually we have yoga class after the this class. So if you join us, please enjoy the yoga class together. But if you do yoga through the practice of meditation, your yoga teacher would say, concentrate on here and now, or something like this. And sitting quietly and focusing on this moment, it is said to lead you heart and mind calm and relaxed. For modern people living in this busy world, full of various thoughts and information going around, so this mindful practice might give them time to make them realize their time is special by stopping and separating themselves from the world. The Buddhism also teaches us that here and now matters. Here at the temple, people often visit for the maybe funeral services. So it is true to say that we can learn the preciousness of life through those separation from our loved ones. So we might learn how wonderful we are living at this moment. And we try to appreciate the time that we have in our lives and the people around us, which is an important lesson. Reverend Miyaji, who is a resident minister in a southern Alameda Buddhist church, pointed out in his talk that we should understand here and now, including the connection of times in the past, present, and future. If we try to understand them, if we try to understand the term here and now in the real meaning, the connection of times, past, present, and future. This is important, according to him. Yeah. Here I am. It doesn't mean I appeared suddenly at this moment. I am alive today because of who I was yesterday. And then I was there yesterday because I was there before that. And then I of yesterday existed because of me before that. And me before that. Yeah, so kind of like infinite. But my life is an accumulation, the time and experiences that I lived in the past. And it is not only my life, but also the lives of my parents, grandparents, and endless ancestors that brought me to be born in this world here. Furthermore, it is not only my blood connection, but also the relationships with people who has been around me, and the environment that has been involved in my life and made me who I am today. The infinite connection of the past have made me who I am today. More specifically, the here and now of the past created the here and now of the future. And me of here and now makes me of tomorrow, me of the future. Therefore, when we look at the here and now, in the real sense, we cannot separate the past and the future from the here and now. Yeah, it's kind of confusing, but it is the here and now that is connected to the past and the future. And Buddhism teaches us the relationship between the causes and effects. Various conditions are connected to the cause causing the result. It seems obvious, but we sometimes forget this. I believe that the way of living and thinking here and now in the time connection of the past, present, and future will allow us to take a big step to solve many different problems facing this world. This will be the important perspective on issues that seem too big for one person to handle on one's own, such as environmental issues or poverty and discrimination. the bigger the problem, the more it seems out of touch with us, and the more we want to distance ourselves from it. But it does not necessarily mean that there is no relationship, because present outcome is accumulation of your lives in the past. So when we look at where we are through the view of present, past, present, and future, we'll be able to realize that the problems that exist today are not the problem that we are happening outside of ourselves. We can also realize that our problems can be changed by living in the present, and depending on how we live here and now. I recently read a book called The Good Ancestor, written by the Roman Krasnalik. I should have brought the book, but I forgot. I left the book in my office, but I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I thought that this book was a really wonderful book. The author, Roman, showed us the importance of the shifting our minds from short-term thinking to long-term thinking. From short-term thinking to long-term thinking. I would say this might overlap with the view of past, present, and future in Buddhism. In the book, author quotes the Apache saying, "We do not inherit the land from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children." I never thought about this in this way, so I think it was really interesting. But I get the idea when we have received what we have from our ancestors, but it is kind of first time to understand that we are having is something we are borrowing from our children in the future. The author continues like this: "A legacy is not something that we can leave, but something we grow throughout our lives. It is not just a bequest written into the will, but the daily practice." I like the idea to grow what we have for our future generations throughout our lives. So being a good ancestors is a very magnificent thing, but how can we put into our own practice? I would say that compassion is the key. So compassion is a caring heart. One takes out other situations, one's own matter. However, we usually extend our compassion only to people surrounding us or people who are important to us, not to everyone, because we judge and separate people. I believe that where we learn from Buddha's oneness of mind, which never judges and abandons anyone, will develop the mindset of respect for each other's lives, which are connected to each other and influenced by one another. So I'd like to talk about the young lady who is from Shimane, Japan, called Aika Tsubota. Can you see her face? So she's Aika. So she was she was a manga writer. Manga is similar to the comic books. Yeah. So her first work was The Secret of Earth. Maybe I hope you can see this, but it is too small, right? I'm sorry. But The Secret of the Earth was the first her comic book that teaches environmental awareness. The drawing are so good that it's hard to believe that 12-year-old wrote it. And the content is so easy to understand, amazing. So this book has been donated to the all elementary schools in Shimane Prefecture, where I was born and raised in Japan. Author Aika, this girl, began drawing when she was 10 years old. So by the age of 5, she was studying art book and copying the cartoon figures from the comic books. Soon she began creating her own characters and stories and making her own comic books and sharing them with the delighted classmates. As she grew older, Aika became more and more aware of the environment and need to protect it. She often when working with her grandmother to pick up trash in the neighborhood. When she was 10 years old, she decided to write a cradle in a Foster's she decided to write her autography. In it, she wrote, I'd like to become the earth that is powerful, great, gentle to cradle, and foster all of the lives on it. In September, at the beginning of Aika's second semester in the 6th grade, her teacher assigned each student a project of his or her choice to complete before the winter break. And Aika decided to do what came naturally, create a comic book. But this comic book will be very different from her others. This one would teach people to care about the world she loved. But in the pre-drawn hour of the hours of December 26, 1991, just a matter of the hours after she had finished her project, Aika woke up with excruciating pain in her head. The diagnosis of the cerebral hemorrhage offered no hope, and Aika died next morning at the tender age of 12. At the fitting memorial to the memory of their daughter, Aika's parents had the book bound to give to Aika's classmates and teachers. The book created such an impression that all the younger grade children wanted to read it too. So Aika's thought and pictures reached the whole school in Shimane and have been spreading more widely since then. So Aika skillfully weaves the major environmental issues into her story, including the idea that protecting the environment means maintaining as many different life forms as possible, and problems of the acid rain and the destruction of the ozone layer. Even the complicated mechanisms behind the phenomena, these phenomena are explained in easy to understand cartoon style. She cordially appealed the importance of the international cooperation, the problems between the developed and developing countries. She wanted everyone to be aware of the environmental problems, grassroots citizens movements, and reducing the vast amounts of garbage we produce today. I think she was grateful for the gifts we have received in this age, and at the same time, she seriously wondered how we can pass those gifts onto the future generations. She thought, learned, and acted by bringing that big question to her here and now. So her life may have been as short as 12 years. Even so, I believe that her wishes and compassion for the future generations will continue to be conveyed to the people's heart through her works, even 20 and 30 years later her death. This comic has now been translated into multiple different languages and distributed to her life, and wishes have been turned into the musical performed by the local children in Shimane Prefecture. She may have taken only the small step towards solving the environmental problems, but her wishes and action have inspired and encouraged many people in the future to think about these issues in their own lives. So after hearing Aika's story, as the book title states, how can we become good ancestors. We can only see this world with the eyes we have now, and those are always limited. There is a great possibility that what we do now, with the best of intentions, will be evaluated in the exact opposite way 30 years from now when we look back. Maybe after another 30 years, it could be turned upside down again. But yeah, in such a situation, what we can do is to choose one by one what we think is better, what we think is a better option. That is the option that is still a little better, even though we are never sure what is really right. And the option that is better, even though they expect that we may be wrong, but still leads to the direction that leaves more options for the future generations. In consideration of Buddhist perspective of cause and effects, the important thing is not to think of becoming as a snapshot of some single point, but rather as an endless generative process that continues to become continuously in the changing environment. So we have to choose one at a time what we think is a better option, which could be wrong, but still leads to a direction that leaves more option for the future generation. Thank you very much for your kind attention. I'd like to conclude my talk with saying Namo Amida Butsu with Gassho. Please join me, Gassho. Place your hands together at your heart center. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Mikame. It's very fortunate that you're actually speaking with a group of high school students. And this is something that I've always talked to my Boy Scouts. I'm one of the Boy Scout leaders, is that you guys are our future. We're depending on you guys, right? So I hope you guys do something great in the future to affect us all. So please take that to heart. Now, please, we're going to have another Gatha. Please stand for Gatha Ondokusan II on page 220 in the large service book, page 76 in the Dharma School service book.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda. Thank you. Please be seated.
At this point, are there any announcements that would like to be made?
So a word about the schedule over the next 4 weeks. Okay, next week is the Nikkei Matsuri Festival, which is happening around here, and there will be no service. But the temple will be open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. There'll be volunteers, and anybody's welcome to come in. The following week is the Dharma School Teachers Conference. So there's no Dharma School service, but there will be an adult service at 10 a.m. The following 2 weeks, May 7th and May 14th, the ministers, Michael, myself, and a number of other people will be in Japan for the celebration of the 850th birthday of Shinran, our founder, and the 800th anniversary of the founding of Jodo Shinshu. There will be just one service, May 7th and May 14th. That'll be the 9:30 service. Sumi will be here by herself. She'll lead the service, and she'll be assisted in setting up the Onaijin by members of the Girl Scouts who are in the Padma class. So again, no service next week. There will be the adult service the following week, I think, which is April 30th. And May 7th and May 14th, just one service at 9:30 a.m. Okay? Thank you very much.
I have a couple other announcements. Just for those of you who may not know, we have what we call the Disaster Relief Fund. And so the Disaster Relief Fund, we're collecting funds from donations from people. As you know, this winter's been a crazy winter, and we had a lot of issues with water and rain and weather damage. So our temple down in Watsonville is near between Salinas and Monterey, out in that area. You might have read about it. You've been reading a lot of stuff on the news about how this small town called Pajaro was flooded. So because of all the rains, and some of that flooded area actually crept into Watsonville. So our Buddhist temple in Watsonville suffered some water damage, and so we're collecting some donations, and we're going to give to them because they've got damage to their facilities down there. So if you can, please join us in that effort. A couple other things. Many of you associated with the Dharma Center, which again, I just want to remind people we are collecting funds to build our new education building across the street. That's a very ambitious project. We're looking forward to getting that started. And then lastly, as part of that fundraising effort, we have our annual golf tournament. It's actually a week from tomorrow, if you'd like to participate. And then also we're selling, at the golf tournament, we're actually selling what we call our special raffle tickets. If you get a chance, and you don't have to play in the golf tournament to buy raffle tickets. We're selling them outside in front, so hopefully you can join us that. It's $20 a ticket, but first place is $4,000, and then there's going to be, in addition, there's 10 $100 prizes. So a total of $5,000 will be given out. So please, if you can, join us. And again, all those funds that we raise go towards this Dharma Center project that we're trying to construct. Okay, at this point, I believe that should be the end. Thank you very much for attending. I'd like to thank our Reverend Mikame for her sermon today, and then our minister assistants, Sumi Tanabe, Michael Jones, and Dennis Akizuki for assisting with the service. And this is Elaine Jones for our accompanist for our Gathas this morning. At this time, that will end the service. Please feel forward to come forward and Oshoko. Thank you very much for attending.